Dadaroma was one of the first visual K bands I discovered. Their rough screams and hard guitar riffs contrasted well with the much more dramatic and smooth vocals and use of classical instruments like the piano. It's easy to get hooked on these things, and it's a part of the reason why I love the loud K genre so much. Today I really wanted to talk about their lore and all of the things that they managed to do before breaking up in depth, as they're one of my favorite visual K bands. I guess this video is a bit of a love letter to them, and more specifically Yoshiatsu, as he's one of my favorite members from Dadaroma, and because most interviews that I could find online were like mostly like interviewing him. There's like a few from the rest of the entire band though, but it's mainly just him. And also because it's really hard to find like translated interviews online. So like all I'm gonna try I'm tried my best to go in depth, but it's really hard to do that when there's like 3 interview total.
Above the chemical rate was a negative cloud hand in hand with a reserve paradox.
3 interviews total that are like translated into English and are like understandable, because Google Translate is feet and it sucks and it doesn't help me at all, and I hate my life, and I'm a chud. Did I mention I'm a chud?
Above the chemical rate was a negative cloud hand in—
Please don't murder me if I miss stuff, and like just like put it in like the comments if you think I missed something. Dadaroma has 5 members total, counting their former drummer. I'm gonna go down the list that I have. So first on vocals we have Yoshiatsu. He has a bunch of bands in his history, like since 1889. While he was on guitar and Crazy Shampoo on vocals, and then Dadaroma and Figaro. And drugs too. Next is Takashi. He was only in like 1 band before Dadaroma, and then he went to the Madda, which I like the Madda. The Madda's good. Then on bass we have Tomo. He was in
Above the chemical rate.
He was in 3 different bands before Dadaroma, before eventually moving on to the Madda with Takashi. And then on drums we have Ryohei, who was only in 1 band before Dadaroma and then retired. It said he became a real estate agent after Dadaroma. I don't fucking know if that's true. I didn't fact check that, bro. Oh, and then their former drummer Yusuke was only in like 2 bands before Dadaroma, and then he retired after Dadaroma. And I'll talk about like why he retired later. Yoshiatsu and Takashi are the main 2 that worked on the music, and not to say that Tomo or Ryohei or Yusuke didn't participate at all, but from what I found online, Takashi would compose and Yoshiatsu would mainly focus on the lyrics. Yoshiatsu said he had a lot of creative freedom when it came to like the music. When he had an idea for something, he could have just asked Takashi like, hey, can you run with this? And he was like willing to do that. Like Takashi was chill about it. From watching their interviews, you can tell that the band was like pretty close with each other, you know, like pretty good friends. Some of them openly complimenting their fellow bandmates' talents, which is super nice and super sweet. My mother told me someday. I do think when making music, a level of intimacy is required in a band for it to really work out and for you to make something beautiful. Not saying that they have to be like the bestest of friends or whatever, but I feel like the bond between the members and the music itself, not counting like lives of course, where the chemistry is like, wait, fuck, I forgot to read a whole last word there. Not saying they have to be like the bestest of friends or anything, but like I feel like you could see and like, or see, I feel like you can feel the bond between them in their music. Not like counting like lives or anything, where you can like actually like see their chemistry together and how they interact with each other. On Halloween Day in 2014, their first single, I'm probably gonna like mess up the name, so please don't murder me. I'm not good at saying Japanese words, low key. I don't know why I whispered that. Their first single, Oboru Sakana, was released. This single includes 2 other tracks, Money and Belt. Okay, this is just Russian, and like I'm gonna mess up Russian either way. Belka to Stroka. I don't know if there's like a specific way you're supposed to say that, but I've the first, Oboru Sakana is like their first track, so I would kind of say it's more like important. But like the other 2 songs are like good. They're very good. I enjoy them. They also released a music video for Oboru Sakana alongside the release of the single. In an interview with JME, I think that's how you say it. Don't slaughter me if I'm wrong. In 2017, Tomo and Yoshiatsu say that the first song is very special to an artist, and that they were happy with the success of the music video as it amassed 700,000 views at the time, now having 2.9 million. On vk.gy it says Dadaroma formed on November 1st of 2014, which is after the single's released. I don't know why it says that. I don't know if like if it's like them being formed on some, like, it's like, oh, this is technically when we were formed. But what, you know what, I'm probably wrong and I should like die in real life because I'm a loser. Okay, no. Right into the new year on January 11th, Dadaroma's first one-man live is held in Shinjuku. I stuttered so many times saying that. I'm not doing a second take.
Above the chemical ray.
Dadaroma's first one-man live is held in Shinjuku, and I can't find any footage of it, and it makes me mad. So I'm sorry. I might, if I can find footage of it, I'll put it up on screen, but I really couldn't find any. But also I'm like kind of a chud and I didn't look very hard. February 21st marks the release of their first mini album in the Dadaism series, Dadaism 1. The track list includes SE, which I think is I think it's an instrumental, but I also could be wrong. Oboru Sakana, Money, Morphine 1, Sex, Morphine number 2, and then Belka to Stroka. Dadaism 1 isn't on any streaming services, so I think that makes figuring out if the tracks sound any different is a bit hard. It's probably on SoundCloud, but I low-key don't feel like going on SoundCloud to listen to it. I'm sorry, I'm such a poser, bro. But like mainly that's because I get assaulted with like 40 ads every time I open SoundCloud, and I don't want to deal with that.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Pull that video up.
2 months after the release of the first Dadaism, the band had their second live show in Ikebukuro, I think that's how you say it. The lineup consisted of 2 other bands, those being Griva and Xenon. I don't know anything about these guys, but maybe they're cool. The rest of 2015 is mainly just them releasing singles. I'll put them on the screen when I'm editing because I'm lazy. I don't know if there's a lot to say about these tracks. Like, they're good, but I don't know. I don't really have that much commentary on them. I apologize. I'm a loser. On the 13th of January in 2016, Dadaroma released their second mini album in the Dadaism series, Dadaism number 2. Dadaism 2 is actually on streaming, so go listen to it. It's so peak that it's peak. Go listen to it. It's peak. I like it. I like it a lot. The track list is High and Low, Morphine number 3, Ars Amatoria, Jimin and Kurt. Why would they name it Kurt? I don't know. Why not? You know, why shouldn't they name it Kirk? Kirk? Wait, Kirk, I did not.
Bro, I done had it up the hill with Porcelalumax, my nigga, bro. All these niggas do is commit terrorism. Nobody's stopping these niggas. They paying for religious cults in the sewer. Nigga, trigger ass, fat as hell.
The whole album is pretty good. My favorite is Morphine number 3 though. I really like that. I don't know. It's the perfect blend of metal and like almost like theatric elements. I don't know, please don't slaughter me for that. I know some VK fans are like actually insane and I'm scared. I don't use Twitter, so if people start bashing me on Twitter, if this like actually gets like views, that would be funny, but also I don't use Twitter, so they could post my address and I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know a thing. On June 15th, Dadaroma released their first full-length album, Stand Sick. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. It's Polish, according to Google Translate. I don't know if that's a reliable source, but if it isn't Polish, you can crucify me for that, and you could tell me what a fat lard I am. Anyway, I'm about to glaze the fuck out of this album because it's so peak, bro. This shit is so peak. It's mostly comprised of previous songs that they released through like singles and their mini albums, and I believe some of them are re-recorded. I'm not like too sure because I don't know. Not gonna lie, I can't really tell if anything is re-recorded unless it's like actually like a really apparent that the quality is different or something. There's also some originals on the album, like Risley Circus, which is one of their most popular songs. You probably know that song. Actually, this is probably the first song you heard from them, if it wasn't Obaru Sakana. I think it might have blew up on TikTok a little. I mean, that's how I kind of found it, because I am a new gen. Sorry, I'm 2 minutes old, and I was born 2 minutes ago. But I'm not too sure if it blew up on TikTok. Like when I say like, I don't know, it might have blew up on TikTok, but I'm not like too sure. That's how I found it though. Another good song I really like on this album is, I might fuck this up, Tokeko Menai. I think that's how you say it, Tokeko Menai. But I'm not saying the full title, because if you're asking for too much at that point. You're expecting too much out of me.
Negative cloud hand in hand with a reserve paradox.
This entire album is really good though. Like it's like peak. I don't know. It's amazing. Like the tracks flow together really well. And it feels disconnected but connected at the same time, if that makes any sense. The song Saishu Densha contrasts so much compared to a track like Trend Identity, but I feel like they hold the same overall vibe. Wait, I just realized I still have my earbud in from looking up the pronunciation.
Trigger ass, fat as hell.
They still hold the same overall vibe and fit together really well. I don't care if I'm genuinely like slobbering all over this album. Like a nasty little dog. It's so peak. I love this album. It's so freaking peak, yo. It's definitely in like my top 10 favorite albums. I can't lie to you, bro. After the release of Stanchik, the band would go on to publish 2 more singles, as well as a piano version of Suki no Uta. Suki like the seal. Oh my god, wait, seal mention. Oh my god, Tokari Center. I love
Bye bye. Thank you, bye bye. Thank you, bye bye.
I would go more into depth on the singles, but I don't want this video to be super long because I don't like editing very much. I don't like editing super long videos, and I'm gonna guess this video is gonna be close to like 15 to 20 minutes. Actually, if you look here, it's close to 35, about to hit 36. After I add this clip in, it'll probably be 36, and then it'll be maybe closer to like 40 once I finish editing and stuff. That sounds so fucking. That's just so awesome sauce.
Bye bye.
And that sounds like buns to edit. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I don't want to do all that.
Hey, Dad, can I have new? Of course, buddy. I have a.
I'm actively making it longer by ranting like this. Dadaroma sticks to their usual yearly Dadaism release. In April, they published the third Dadaism, which is another favorite of mine from them. This is a pretty good mini album. I don't know. It's good. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I'll mostly be talking about the Type B version of this album, because I don't think there's anything different between the Type A version. Also, why do they release like Type B and Type A? Did the blood type change? I don't get it. Anyway, I think this album is really where they start to lean into more like classical elements. They did have heavy use of classical instruments in their previous releases, but this one just feels like they really went like extra with it, I guess. The first track, Masturbation, stands out the most compared to the rest of their discography because the entire song is in English. Obviously, they've had some English lyrics in their songs before, but this is like an entire song in English, so it's different, I guess. In the interview with JME, the interviewer says that Western fans might have taken the lyric "Please pay money for my masturbation" too seriously, or too literally, and asks Yoshiatsu what he meant by the lyric, what he meant by that. And he said, "Well, no, you could take its meaning literally. I see the title as a direct parallel with Dadaroma's work. That's why I honestly sing about what I want to be paid for musical activity." So basically it just kind of means it more as please pay money for my music. So I guess he's comparing self-pleasure to making music, which is pretty awesome sauce. I guess he loves his job.
Above the chemical.
Another track I really enjoyed from this album was Watashi Banya Janai wa. The more I say these names, the more white I sound.
Above the chemical lake was.
But it's in English. It's I'm not a banya. I think the orchestral plucking mixes really well with the kind of like snappy nature this song has. I used to play in orchestra during school, and with plucking was always used for like notes that were meant to be like short. Like obviously you have like eighth notes, but like plucking is like it sounds snappier. And I think that's what they were trying to do with this. Yoshiatsu said he made this song because he feels like there's a lot of closet fangirls and he wishes to hear their sincere feelings, which is fair. It's like when someone hides their nerdy interests. Like it's like, why would you hide a part of yourself? You know, just like be yourself, be epic, be lay epic cool. Just a month after Dadaism 3 released, Dadaroma begins a one-man tour for their new mini album, starting off with another Shinjuku show, and their last show, or their last stop being another Shinjuku show, that took place in July. I'm not too sure how tours work in Japan compared to America. Obviously the country is like smaller, so they're gonna have less stops and it's not gonna take as long. But like it's like, why would you go to the same thing I know some bands in America do that, but like I don't, it's still weird to me. I don't know. I couldn't find info on other like stops they had, so if you have like info on that, give it to me please, because like maybe there's like a clip of the show online that's like cool or something. I don't know. After the masturbation tour concluded, that's such a crazy name for it. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen. After the probation tour had concluded. Just 3 days after, by the way, Dadaroma released another single. I don't think I can say the name on YouTube, so I'll just put it up on the screen. But the title track is really good. I like this single. I think it's very good. It's a great commentary on how some relationships can feel empty and devoid of emotion, just like, you know, pornography. On the 1st of November, they released their final single of the year. The A-type and B-type have different third tracks, but I think I prefer the A-type. So I don't know. I just really like Alice in Underground. I think it's a good song. I'm quite the glazer of it. What can I say? Dadaroma kicks off 2018 with yet another one-man tour. This This one was not only for their anniversary, but for the new mini album they released during the tour, titled This Is Live or Life. I don't know. I really like this album. The overall vibe of it is like interesting to me. But I'm not like super sure I can go in depth on that because it's pretty sussy.
Fuck.
Also, I know everyone is probably screaming at me to bring it up, so I guess I will. Nobody is asking for me. But I feel like if I don't bring this up, everyone will shoot me. At their final stop of the tour in Tokyo, while they were performing their song, Masturbation, Yoshiatsu starts to get a little ayo on the stage.
Negative cloud
That was dumb.
voluntarily lowered itself into the body of toxic.
In August, just a few months after their anniversary tour ended, the band paused activities due to their drummer, Yusuke, sadly having to quit due to issues related to an illness he was struggling with. I'm not really going to talk about that because I don't feel super comfortable trying to, like, dig into his life like that. But I kind of just hope he's doing better now. On vk.gy, it says that they held a farewell show for him in Shibuya, but it doesn't really specify that it was like a farewell show, but I kind of just assumed that it was because it was like, oh, like they announced that he was leaving and then this is like, oh, this is his final show. I don't know context clues. On the 16th of October, Dadaroma resumed activity with their new drummer, Ryohei, and just a month after that, they released the 4th installation to the Dadaism series. This mini album has a bit of a different vibe compared to their previous work, I feel like. It's less heavy, but it still could make it's less heavy, but it still carries that like dramatic feel to it, and like dramatic and like rhythmic elements. I think it's a good album though. I like Kiss Wo Shio.
Hey, Dad, can I have new?
I like it a lot. I don't know.
Of course, buddy. I have a.
To celebrate their return and the release of Dadaroma 4, they held yet another tour, with their first stop being in Nagoya. Oh my god, I'm having crazy heartburn. Why am I having the worst heartburn imaginable? I think I'm getting punished for something that I did in my past. This tour lasted until the new year, and it ended on the 30th of January, with the last show being held in Shibuya. Besides finishing up their tour in January, Dadaroma released another single in April of 2019. The title track, Dendrobium. I think that's how you say it. That's a flower, right? I think that's a flower. It really leans more into the electronic elements that they had in their music. I don't know. I like the art for the single though. I really like I like the colors. I like bright colors. I like In July of 2019, Dadaroma performed a show at Japan Expo in Paris as the final act. I found an article talking about it, and the authors low-key glazing the fuck out of their stage presence, which is low-key fair because just from the clips alone from their like tours and stuff, they seem to have like a crazy stage presence. Like they seem to own that shit. Also, during the time at Japan Expo, they released a special reissue of Stanchik. That was only sold at the convention. I don't think there's anything different about the album, from what I could find, besides the fact that it's green. But it's green because it can be placed there, so I think that's a special edition that needs to be mentioned.
Negative Cloud hand in hand with a reserve paradox.
Their final release of 2019 was yet another MIDI album in the Dadaism series. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to the entire thing, but I do really like the song K-Daro, I think is how you say it. The chorus with Yoshiatsu singing is almost enchanting with how he hits the high notes.
The glaze is crazy.
Bro, I'm cringe, bro. On April 15th, Dadaroma released their final single, Mr. Terror Man. This shit is actually so peak, I can't even lie.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bro, like this is so peak, bro. I really love the sound that they went for these tracks. Mr. Terror Man is like an amazing opening track for the single. It gives you a really good feel of how the other like two songs on the single are going to sound. Not to mention like in the song the constant like repetition of Mr. Terror Man gives like sort of like a taunting childlike vibe, which I think is what they were like going for. Me glazing the title track aside, the other two songs are also very good. They really fit the vibe that Mr. Terrorman set for the single, with the signature kind of like theatrical vibe that Dadaroma always manages to bring into the music, especially Point of No Return. I think that's definitely like a favorite of mine from Dadaroma. So, this is where it gets kind of muddy. On vk.gy, it says that Dadaroma is on an indefinite hiatus, and on a Reddit thread I found from a few years ago, someone asked like, "What's up? Why are they on a hiatus?" And another user answered by saying that the label that the band was Sand. Oh my god, I can't talk. And my phone was buzzed. This just means my mom can hear me talk, and she's making fun of how weird and stupid I sound. And another user answered by saying that the label that Dadaroma was signed to, just like made them say that, but they actually broke up. It wasn't a hiatus, obviously. Obviously. I'm not sure why the label would like try and like lie and be like, no, this is a hiatus, they're gonna come back. What does that do? Like, what purpose does that serve? I don't know. They're like idiots for that, I think.
Have you ever seen that video?
I found online that their breakup was mutual, and that the members had decided that the project just came to its natural end.
No. Pull that video up.
Which I feel like is nice, because usually when bands break up, it's like really messy, and I'm not good at talking about drama.
Voluntarily lowered itself
I don't like doing that, really. I don't.
into the body of toxic byproducts and deliquesce.
Most of the members are still in the scene making music, which is good. Yoshiatsu started another band, Fukuro, which you probably heard of if you're active in the scene. And there's some clips of the Europe tour that they were. I don't know if it's still going on, because I'm not in Europe, so I didn't really care. But I saw clips of the tour in Europe, and it looked fun. But like, I'm gonna be honest. Chud opinion incoming. Unfortunately, you're gonna be cursed with this chud opinion I'm about to have.
Bro, I done had it up the hill with points of Lumax, my nigga.
I don't really like Fukuro that much. It's like okay, but it's too jazzy for me. I don't really like jazz. I don't know. But like, I don't hate the band. Like, I think it's just not like my thing. Takashi and Toma both joined the Madna. I like some of the Madna's music. The visuals are pretty good. I like the bright colors, like I said. I'd say my favorite song from them would be like Splatter, probably. I really like the riffs, and the chorus is pretty catchy. I think the vocalist is also really talented. I don't know his name because I didn't really look into the Madna. I don't really look. The only time I ever look into bands is actually never. This is the first time I've ever decided to like look into bands. I knew nothing about Dadaroma before I started making this video. I'm gonna be honest. I only knew that they broke up and that Yoshiatsu did sussy stuff on stage.
I drank, I eat, and we got the.
But I like the vocalist for the Madna, so epic.
What do you call a bear with no teeth?
I want to talk about this interview because I think it gives an interesting perspective on Dadaroma as a band and a better understanding of the music, and also I just kind of want to glaze Yoshiatsu. I'm sorry. He's low-key one of my favorites. I'm gonna say it right now though, he's like second. I like Takashi more because I like boys that look like girls. You needed to know that. That was important for you to know. In this interview, Yoshiatsu talks about his time before Dadaroma and mentions how he was going to school to be a hairdresser before he decided to really pursue his passion for music. On the night before the school entrance ceremony, just as I was about to sleep, I laid on the futon and I was casually thinking, I'm gonna be a beautician starting tomorrow. Huh, is that really alright? Then, no, I still want to be in a band. In the end, I didn't attend the entrance ceremony and headed straight for Tokyo. He says this is a case of him being quite reckless, because as a child he would like wander into forests randomly and get like lost. He would do this without thinking. I don't know why he would do that. That's not very smart. How is he alive? How is he with us today? I don't know. That's interesting. After he arrived in Tokyo, he spent some time with a mentor and learned how to play guitar within a week to join his mentor's band since 1889. Yoshiatsu says that the vocalist of Since 1889 had a really big impact on him because due to the presence of him on stage and like in the music. After he left Since 1889, he struggled to find a band with a vocalist that had the same sort of presence. And that's how he ended up being the vocalist for a one-time session band he was in, and then the vocalist for his other band, Crazy Shampoo, and then the vocalist for Dadaroma. I think this interview helped me have a better perspective on Dadaroma's music and why it felt disconnected and connected at the same time. Aside from that being just the general theme of their art, Yoshiatsu says that people tell him he's a passionate guy, which he thinks is the reason why most of their songs consist of him just like complaining and criticizing things that he doesn't like. But this is like really what made it click for me. The topics vary quite a bit due to Yoshiatsu's spontaneous energy, and they all carry the same sort of passion because you can tell he like actually like cares about what he's saying and what he stands for. Also, he says that when he writes lyrics, he doesn't think in terms of symmetry, but rather in contrast. He thinks of contrasting, and I think that's why I like the band so much. And it's the contrasts that really get me. You know, the grand and moody classical instruments mixed with the rough and like gritty guitar riffs. Even the vocals contrast each other so often, and it's so well done that I just admire it and I glaze the fuck out of it. And I love this band. This band is epic. Dadaroma is truly a staple in VK history, and I don't care what anyone says. I think they set the foundation for a lot of bands to build off of and create music with perfectly. And even though they're not together anymore, they're just as popular as ever. Especially in the West. I think they've always been popular in the West though, but that's probably because they have lots of like English lyrics. to make music so good that you have people humming the melodies even after the concert is over is kind of the influence that I think I want to have on the world. But like a lot of people also want that kind of impact on the world. I don't know. I will mention this a little bit, but this isn't in my script. This is raw. Wow.
Hey, Dan.
There's been like speculation that Dadaroma might like do stuff again. I haven't really looked into this. I know Yoshiatsu posted some things on his story mentioning Dadaroma, his Instagram story mentioning Dadaroma, but it wasn't translated, and I can't even find like I saw the screenshot once, and I can't find it again because, well, I'm just lazy. Actually, I'm just a lazy chud, and I actually don't really like stand for anything ever, and I don't actually care. I'm lying.
Hi, this is 911 emergency.
I'll whatever. If I like, I just know that like people are like speculating that they're gonna get back together. I don't think they are. Because Yoshiatsu is very busy with his two bands, Drugs, Fukuro, and also he runs a bar, I think, called Fukuro. And you know, Takashi and Ryohei are in the Madna, so they're probably pretty busy with that. But you know, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm a pessimistic chud, and they are gonna get back together, and I'm just wrong. Oh my god, my chair is so fucking loud. You know, you never know, bro. I guess maybe we need to hope, Max. If you know what, but like I hope. Is it bad to say that I hope they don't get back together, because I don't want this video to be like void, null, after if they start doing stuff again. I don't know, maybe I'm just selfish as fuck. I would be happy if they came back, but like then I'd be like, fuck, now I have to make a follow-up for the 10 people that watch my videos. That's including my entire friend group, by the way. Okay, and like maybe some people from a community that I'm in, a niche community. We're all in a niche community. Did you know that? You're watching a niche YouTuber. I'm your niche micro celebrity. Are you gonna obsess over me? Are you gonna make edits of me? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Thank you, bye bye. Thank you, bye bye.